Welcome to a new special edition of the Highlight Zone After Hours, the Taskmaster edition. I am Steven, your English leading Taskmaster. Next to me is little Alex Horne, a.k.a.
Hello, Beans.
Kelly Crellin. What's up, my man?
Hey, I'm loving it.
And our special comedian guest today is our favorite person to bring on here, Sarah. What's up, baby?
Hello.
So,
are we doing this all in an English accent?
No, it would have been atrocious if we tried, but here we go. We're going to review 2 episodes today while also doing tasks. Let's go! Swipe! Whoosh. Welcome to the Highlight Zone After Hours, where we drink and retell episodes of the Highlight Zone and the Twilight Zone in 3 minutes or less. We have also started early because of our tasks. And this is an interesting episode.
What gave it away?
So here we go. Not a whole lot of preamble. You know who we all are.
Oh no, you got my snort in there.
I was just going to say, wait a minute. I'm famous for that. Was that your snort?
Cut it out. Cut it.
No one's saying anything. We are retelling.
The snort will live forever. That was great.
2 episodes today. We're retelling the Showdown with Rance McGrew and Kick the Can. One of them is an iconic episode. The other is maybe my lowest episode of all time.
Shit.
Twilight
We're
Zone.
already
So let's get this shit going. Before we start our tasks, we have you telling the Showdown with Rance McGrew.
Rance McGrew.
And
remember that name.
Sarah will be retelling Kick the Can
Oh shit,
later.
I didn't know that.
Well,
Very good.
We'll see.
With tears in her eyes.
There we go. So we're going to go ahead.
Snort.
Wish in her heart.
In her heart.
Starting with February 2nd, 1962, this is Season 3, Episode 20, Showdown with Rance McGrew. Directed by Christian Niebe. Kind of an interesting thing with the trivia, but really there's not a lot of trivia in this one. Written by Rod himself.
Yay, baby.
So let's go ahead and do this.
Hold on. Cheers to you. Why not, Sarah?
Oh my God.
Oh, you failed the task.
I win the task. I'm spilling down my leg. Ready? You guys help me make the sound. Opening narration. Some 100 odd years ago, a motley collection of tough mustaches galloped across the West and left behind a raft of legends and legitimidins?
That's what 2 drinks will do to you.
And it seems a reasonable conjecture that if there were any television sets in a cowboy heaven, and any one of these rough and woody nail eaters would see with careless abandon their names and exploits are bandied about. They're very likely turning over in their graves, or worse, getting out of them. Which gives you a clue to the proceedings that will begin in just a moment when one Mr. Rance McGrew, a $3,000 a week phony baloney.
Damn it! You stole my first.
You know what? I wish Andy would have read that. Phony baloney sounds like something he would love.
$3,000 a week phony baloney.
With this week's current edition of Make Believe is being shot on location, and that location is
the
Twilight Zone. All right, so here we go. 3 minutes on the clock. Telling this episode. Are you ready, my man?
I'm ready. Bring it.
No.
Okay.
Ready?
Go for it.
Go.
So this episode begins with a film lot of a western town, and I'm cheating on my notes because Rance McGrew is late to the shoot. He's the head movie star in this thing, and he comes in late. He pulls up in his T-Bird, screams up in front of the front door of a saloon, runs in. He's late, so all the stagehands, all the other actors, all the other side actors are sitting there waiting for him to start. They start reviewing with the director his screenshot, what he's going to do in the next scene, and I think it's scene 71 over and over again. And he is a total prick. He complains about everything. He wants it to be perfect. He tries to break the bottle on the bar.
The counter. The bar.
It shatters. He's trying to drink the glass. A piece of glass gets stuck in his mouth. They're all giving it a hard time. One of the stagehands at the top with the lights is making side bets with other people about if he's going to screw it up or not. So anyway, the scene goes on. He's supposed to be shooting Jesse James, who's supposed to come in the next scene. And he practices pulling his gun out during the scene, and his gun flies out of his hand and breaks the mirror, so they have to redo the scene again. This guy continually screws up everything, but he doesn't care. And he's messing up everything for everybody. As you said at the beginning, and I'm quoting this again from Rod, his intro to this was, meet a $3,000 a week phony baloney. And I totally love that. So in walks Jesse James, the actor. A second shoots the gun out of Jesse's hand because our guy can't even get his gun out of the holster. So they announce the next scene, the final scene, which is called the death scene. Instantly, this turns into real time 100 years ago. And here's our guy, Rance McGrew, sitting at a bar, and all of a sudden, all the other actors are real cowboys. And in walks the real Jesse James. The Jesse James approaches Rance, gets in his face. Rance is trying to figure out what's going on. He realizes it's real time. Jesse James calls him out. They get into discussions. He really is in his face. Rance doesn't know what to do. Rance is trying to bail out of this thing. Finally, there's a quote on this. He says, you don't shoot, you don't ride a horse, or you don't fight. That's what Jesse's quote is to this guy. So Jesse finally calls this guy out to a shootout out on the street. So they go outside. Our star, Rance, tries to run away and hide. Jesse calls him out. Jesse says, get out of here. The guy comes out onto the street. He backs him up into a hearse, an old wagon hearse. And he says, I'm not going to kill you. We're drinking on this.
Yep. All right. 3 minutes up. All right.
I think you did that on purpose. You
Rance,
just want to drink.
I just want to drink more. Rance tells him, please don't kill me. Jesse says, I'm not going to kill you, but I'm going to hang around for a while. Here's a deal we're going to make. And instantly at that point, it goes back to real time again. They're on the set. And as they're ready to shoot the scene, the death scene, one of the stagehands runs in and says, Rance, your manager is outside and wants to talk to you. So the director says, you better go talk to him because you're the prima donna. He goes outside, and who's there? It's the real Jesse James. He's now dressed in a Hawaiian shirt.
He's in a Hawaiian shirt
It's
and
awesome.
a convertible.
It's the old T-Bird that Rance showed up with at the beginning. And he says, here's what we're going to do. And here's the second quote. I love this. We may be stiffs up there, referring to heaven, but we are sensitive. And he says, so you're going to play this right. No longer are you just going to do anything you want. You're going to be fairly accurate in the depiction. So he says, in this scene, you're going to be thrown out a window of the bar. And Rance understands, I better behave because this guy could kill me. So it instantly shows Rance flying through the window out onto the dirt. And so Jesse James grabs him, picks him up, and says, okay, now for the next scene, next week, you're going to do this. Throws him in the car. He jumps in the car and drives away, the end of the scene. The bottom line is, this is a great parody of actors or anybody that gets stuck on themselves, thinks they're greater than shit, and they drive off, and I think Rance learns his lesson and will become a real-life actor.
All right. Before we go any further, let's do the closing narration. Give me the sound. The evolution of the so-called adult Western and the metamorphosis of one Rance McGrew, formerly phony baloney, now upright citizen with a preoccupation with all things involving tradition, truth, and cowpoke predecessors. It's the way the cookie crumbles in the 6-gun shoots in the Twilight Zone. All right, before we get into our opinions on this, there's a task.
Oh my God.
I'm going to ask Sarah to do this task first,
To do
even though you read it,
All right.
but because of this.
Do it.
Yeah.
For this task, nope.
Yep, come on. Do it.
Oh, I don't want to. For this task, sing your review to this episode in the style of the Taskmaster theme song. The best version will be determined by Steven, the Taskmaster.
I am the Taskmaster.
I feel like you wasted a lot of paper with this type.
Ready? Oh, you know what? Dad, you know the song? You can go first?
Yeah.
Ready?
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Go.
A very fun, original, and light-hearted jab at holier-than-thou actors. Even the horse outside on the hitching post gets a small comedy role. It was great. I say 8. That's the way we will end this show. Oh yeah.
And that was his review. That was a little early.
That was early. I'm sorry.
Woo! Okay, you freaking nailed it.
Wait, do I have to start? Okay. I didn't like this one until the end. But then I like this one because I like that he follows him to the end. And he said he's gonna follow him into every studio. Then I like this one.
Woo!
I hope you cut all of this.
You like the Hawaiian shirt.
All right, so as the Taskmaster, I'm going to go ahead and give the points away right now. First of all, you nailed it without ever actually even watching the show until just beforehand. You actually leaned into the song, and you did one thing critical that she didn't do is you gave a score rating. You gave it an 8. You skipped your score rating while doing the song. To little Kelly Crellin, 5 points to you.
Oh, God, I'm not worthy.
And Sarah, you get whatever's below 5 points. But don't worry, we have another task coming up that we've pre-recorded in a little bit.
God.
But before we get into that, what was your score rating on this? It's
7.
Okay, that's fine.
7.
Okay.
You didn't like it as much as I did.
Every time I've thought about this episode, I haven't liked it. But then rewatching it, I do enjoy the fact that for some reason Jesse James feels the need to come back in a Hawaiian shirt. Not that he feels the need to come back, but that he feels the need to come back in a Hawaiian shirt specifically. Like, oh cool, let me get to your customs, let me wear my Hawaiian shirt. But I like that he's going to follow him through every movie set he's going to be in the future to make sure he doesn't screw up another biopic, basically.
Which, by the way, when they filmed scene 71, did you notice through the saloon doors you could see the front end of the T-Bird was still there?
No, that's hilarious, though.
Okay, so I'm thinking, wait a minute, that caught me right on. It's almost like the preamble to this whole episode, what we did outside.
Yeah, kind of.
Probably parked in the wrong way.
I couldn't get out of my mind that the car is showing through the saloon door in this Western thing because of his arrogance.
Now, can I do one really big positive that literally gave the 3 points that it gave? Was it actually showed in 1961 the fragility of leading actors and their stunt double counterparts. Every time he would come up, he'd be like,
Stuntman!
Stuntman! And then the stuntman would come in just to literally fall off the countertop. Stuntman, it showed what they like to make fun of today is how fragile A-list actors are and how stunt doubles deserve some recognition. And thankfully, we know that next year in the Oscars, you will be getting a stunt double award, which I think is much overdue. And this kind of points the finger at it before it was popular to point the finger at stunt doubles.
All right. May I add a 20-second rebuttal? Since I gave it an 8.
A rebuttal. Okay.
I gave it an 8. And here's
is this
why.
The first time we've had a rebuttal?
I think this might be. I saw this episode as a total comedic episode. Contrary to everything else he has done. This was on purpose. This was a joke. This was him laughing behind the camera. I thought this was the brilliance of Serling. Adding this in season 3, I laughed so hard at the very end. And the reason I think that is, do you remember the horse in the very last scene?
Oh my God.
The horse is
literally
laughing so
like
hard that this horse is trained to lay its head on the rail and chuckle. That, to me, was comedic. It was to get the point across that this whole thing was a joke.
To be totally
to everyone
honest,
watching this, watch
you need
this
to go and watch
for that
this.
reason.
This is a controversial. This might be the most controversial episode we've reviewed because of the varying
Not
reviews,
so much controversial, but differing
opinions on
approaches.
what the motive or what the fucking point is. Go and watch this episode. Like I said, it is season 3. It is episode 20. Go check it out because now I'm very curious to see what some of our viewers think about it. Because
I love this for this reason. This is why we do this.
Damn, this is blowing my mind. To move it along, we are going to kick the can, which is season 3, episode 21, and it was directed by Lamont Johnson, who is a OG director of the series, written by George Clayton, Rod Serling, and the story consultant Richard McDonough, which is interesting because I have not yet seen a story consultant on one of these episodes. You've seen co-writers and whatever. Story consultant is different. I went in the trivia and I can't find why that matters.
This is a weird one to have a consultant. It's not like one that you need to address a person on.
I completely agree, and that's why I don't really understand why that's there.
Maybe the sensitivity to the old people, and not to be a spoiler, but they're speaking to an audience that's the focus of this.
This one is definitely...
I feel like there's niche people that they could offend.
Possibly.
Yeah, but this was 1961. Cancel culture didn't exist. You could say whatever the hell you wanted back then.
Yeah, but if they needed a consult... Okay, well, sorry, we'll get it. We'll wait.
Speaking of which, give me the sound. Ready? Sunnyvale Rest. A home for the aged. A home for the aged. A dying place in a common children's game called Kick the Can that will shortly become a refuge for a man who knows he will die in this world if he doesn't escape into the Twilight Zone. Sarah, my girl! Woo!
Bring it home, girl.
Let's go through it. Now listen, I didn't have the thing set up, so I'm going to prop this right here.
I totally screwed the pooch on mine, so I hope we all took drinks
pressure.
because...
Okay, 3 minutes on the famous shot clock. You ready to retell this?
No.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Ready? Here we go.
Charles Whitley. He is at a rest home, which I think they consider this. Young at heart, old with age, but he thinks he's getting out because his son is coming to visit him, and he thinks that his son is taking him home. And when he packs all of his stuff and he leaves the house and he says his goodbyes to all the old folks, he finds out his son is not there to take him home, but he's actually there to just talk about it, which was basically a no. Sends him right back to the rest home, and he dreams of kicking the can ever since he saw the children outside the house playing it, and relives his entire childhood memories of the old game. Convinces the entire house, except for one man, Ben, who's the grumpy old man of the house, that he should be playing young kid games again, and they should all be playing young at heart games, and they should be reliving their childhood memories. So, after fighting Ben multiple times, and the orderly of the house, who apparently is 43, who thinks he's senile, he tells them all, no, we need to do this. We need to get back to our childhood memories and live young at heart again. He runs in the sprinklers, he's throwing things around the halls and pushing wheelchairs and trying to get back that childhood memory. And Ben, who's not on board, he comes up with a plan against Ben's wishes, and he gets everybody in the house awake, and it tells them, we're got a plan. We're gonna play Kick the Can, and just like all of the kids used to play outside the house. And he wakes everybody up. He takes out firecrackers and he blows them outside to get everyone outside that's not allowed to be outside. And he goes and wakes everybody up, and they go and play Kick the Can, except for Ben, because he's not allowed because he's a curmudgeon.
Yes.
I like that we're shitting on this one guy already.
Well, he kind of sucks.
Yeah, Ben's an asshole.
He's a downer. So they go and kick the can, and Ben runs out and tattletales on him and tells the guy that they're senile, they're being delusional, they're running out of the house, they're acting like lunatics. And when he goes outside, all he sees is kids. And you hear Charles Whitley's voice counting down from 10, but it slowly turns into a child's voice, and he looks out, and it's only kids who are running around having fun. And the orderly comes out, and he only sees kid, and he goes, darn those kids! And then the next thing you know, it hits Ben that those kids are the people he's been living with the whole time, and they have transformed. And he begs them to take him. Take me with you! I've been wrong this whole time about magic. Take me with you. I want to be young again. And they won't, because they're kids now, and they have no idea what he's talking about. And the end.
Whoa.
So first of all...
I rushed it a little bit.
First of all, you rushed it to compensate. We didn't even drink from you going over. Everybody here take a shot because of Dad's overtelling.
Say belated.
I took a sip. I didn't know.
Are we doing that for Sarah's success or my failure?
Your failure.
Okay,
Sarah's
definitely.
success was amazing. I forgot that I did that earlier.
I rushed it.
Hold on a second. Let's just do this here real quick. Closing narration. Give me the sound. Sunnyvale Rest. A dying place for ancient people who have forgotten the fragile magic of youth. A dying place for those who have forgotten that childhood, maturity, and old age are curiously intertwined and not a separate. A dying place for those who have grown too stiff in their thinking to visit the Twilight Zone?
What did I think? I think this is an iconic one, not only because they made it into the movie with Steven Spielberg, but
Which is a bit of the trivia. I'll just skip ahead.
They changed quite a bit of it too in the movie, quite a bit. But I think it's more on the sweet level of Twilight Zones.
Definitely on the sweet level.
This is more of a sad feeling versus the scary thriller feeling that you usually get. And I think it kind of pulls at your heartstrings a little bit. You know, the main guy, he's so excited to go relive his life and start over again. And then when he doesn't get it, he kind of loses his mind a little bit. And he went from being, you know, in his 80s to getting in the car with his son when he's like, all right, I'm ready to be in my 50s again, to being back in the 80s and feeling like he's 80, to, you know what, screw it, I'm going back to being 11. I'm going to be a child again. I don't care. And I kind of like that it's almost like a panic attack breakdown, a midlife crisis, where he's like, no one likes me anymore. I have nothing to live for. My kids don't even want me. I just want to go back to restarting again and being a kid.
Okay.
And I kind of like that one.
What was your score?
8.
I also gave it an 8.
Okay.
I find this episode to be super sweet. It's kind of an older version of Cocoon, if you think about it, with the people coming through and the elderly wanting their life back again. In this one, it's a kicking of the can. I have a thing to bring up with you in a second because I don't really understand it. What's your rating?
I gave it a 9. I
gave it a 9 all right.
Because
you did have a bell.
I back in the 60s would, at my age would probably be in that old folks home talking about this.
Yeah, but you see, if you were there and you came to my car, I'd pick you up and take you home.
And I would probably
be okay with that. We'd be recording all of that shit.
We'd stop at a bar, we'd grab a Guinness, and have a good time. To me, this is a classic at the time. This is a sensitive addressing of a topic that is universal even to this day, and that is, as you get older, what role do you play? How important are you to other people? Are you contributing to life, or are you a detriment? What is your value? If at the end of the day you have no value, what is the purpose? If you could go back, wouldn't that be a beautiful thing to go back and start all over again? I mean, this is not just a 60s issue. This is a 2025. I think about that. I think everybody thinks about that, regardless of what age you are. When could you go back and do something over again? I think he addressed this in such a way that you felt it, you recognized it. I thought it was sensitive. I thought it was great. I gave it a 9 because I thought it was a great storytelling of that idea.
The arc of the supernatural being the game of kick the can is very palatable. That's what I said. The only trivia in this one that was worth, and by the way, there was no real worthy trivia for the other episode, which is why I didn't bring it up. In this one, okay, so you know the main guy?
Yep.
When he went to go talk to his son in the car,
right?
That was his actual son in real life.
Really?
Yeah, that was his actual son in real life.
That was good.
That was a real conversation. That's cool.
Yeah,
they were recording it. I'm just kidding.
Well, that's a little.
And so his real son dumped him on screen.
Yes, absolutely. He was like, "Can you please go back to your
on camera?"
Yeah, that's pretty much the only trivia on this one. But to continue the Taskmaster theme of this episode, we have pre-recorded 2 bits where we had these 2 kick cans. Let's go see how Sarah did, because she went first.
Okay, where do I go?
Oh, hi, Sarah.
Oh, hi. There's a whole drink and everything. For this task, whatever hand you use to pick up this sheet, I used both hands. Can't be used in any way. With the other hand, pick up the drink. While holding the drink, kick the can to the bin and get it inside in 1 minute. Wait, which hand? I picked up with both hands.
Better choose one.
All right, whatever hand is pick up can't be using. Okay, all right, well, I'm using my right hand. With your hand, pick up the drink. While holding the drink, kick the can to the bin and get it inside in 1 minute. The player who spills the least amount of the drink wins. Your time starts now. I can use my other hand. Oh no! It was an immediate fail. Wait, where do I have to kick it again? To the bin. Oh my god, there's so much spillage. There's so much spillage. There's so much spillage. What? Oh my god, there's just drops everywhere. Okay. Wait, am I allowed to pick it up? Or do I have to use my feet?
The only rules were the ones in the card.
I don't remember. Boop. Ta-da!
All right, so there's Sarah's bit right there.
That was impressive. That was very good.
It
Sarah.
was.
I think
hold on a
very
second.
intuitive.
Before we get into intuitiveness,
Okay, air quotes unnecessary.
because I feel like you kind of missed some of the big points here. Let's go to your version
Oh my God.
of this task.
I'll be over here. Your task awaits.
Read it out loud.
For this task, whatever hand you use to pick up the sheet, which I can't already remember, can't be used in any way. Okay, I think I used my right hand. With your other hand, pick up the drink. While holding the drink, kick the can to the bin and get it inside in 1 minute. The bin. Where's the bin? Oh my God.
Keep reading. Keep reading.
Oh, shit. Okay. The player who spills the least amount of drink wins. All right.
Wait, keep reading.
Your time starts now. Come on, baby. Come on. You know what?
Okay. All right, so here we are now. The task has been recorded. Sarah, you put the can in the bin in 55 seconds, I think is what it was. So under a minute, you made it work.
That's right.
You made it in...
Thank you.
In 20... Was it 25 seconds? What did I say it was?
Oh my
I can't remember.
God.
I don't know.
Significantly shorter. And I just want to bring up one very clear, obvious thing that I thought that these two would do is the drink was at the
Call it
brim.
obvious.
They both spilled. You spilled
massively
immediately.
over my
Like
instructions.
immediately.
Kick the can to the bin and get it inside in 1 minute. The bin. Where's the bin?
It was over the brim. Sarah started spilling when she's walking.
Oh no! It was an immediate fail.
I was hoping both of you guys would just do what I would have done, which is this.
But we did enough of that before
We don't.
we
Yeah, we don't all have the instinct.
Drink
to
it
take
down
a
and
sip.
don't spill shit.
When in
None
doubt,
of you
drink it out.
saw the
Well-
drink as a drinkable product.
All right. Okay. Next time I'm gonna come with
The
the task.
second thing
You
is,
set this
It's
up
a
though.
panic. It's a panic when you start and read. And
I
it
agree,
says
but I
temperature
thought
down.
that one of you would start drinking the drink.
Both of you set this up for me because I had never seen that British series before until we watched it right before we filmed this episode. I was so focused on that end
gimmick,
game,
which is
that
why
I
you
completely
win the
forgot
gimmick.
about this.
You win the
drink.
task. Oh, the
Actually, I'm
drink.
so glad you showed me Taskmaster. That's why
I'm talking about him. No.
Oh my
I'll cheer-
God!
I'll
What
take
a
it.
hostile
Cheers, you-
thing!
Hey,
This is the punishment for being the taskmaster is you lose
Let's
affiliation.
see how he does under pressure, because I don't think it's gonna be well.
Steve, I'm going to add one last thing. Given my age, the kick the can version that you mentioned, what would you do? And you mentioned
Yes.
in your age
Roller hockey.
group, roller hockey.
Yeah.
I was just behind kick the can. Me and my friends came up with a different alternative. We filled a little bit of the empty can with gasoline because we all mowed lawns on every day to make money. I lit the can, and it was cool because it would leave a little stream of fire.
Okay.
So we're playing kick the can with a little bit of gasoline left behind. We kicked it into a neighbor's bush, and we burned that bush to the ground. So I will tell you, do not do what we did back in the 70s,
Kick the fiery can.
which was a very risky version of the 60s version. But just so you know, I'm glad
Little
it
Alex
stopped.
Horne over here
I'm glad
doesn't
it
know how
stopped.
to not be implicated for arson in
I know.
1975.
I don't have a follow-up
What is
game
happening?
for
I
that.
think the limitation has expired, so I am
This is a statute
free.
of... Oh, right.
I
that.
want to follow that. It wasn't a prolific game that most people played, but in middle school, this is following your horrible
Pokemon-
footsteps.
Pokemon?
There was a game
Yes.
that we played in middle school. Now, keep in mind, I was only
Did it
friends with
involve
guys,
gasoline?
so this was a horrible game to play. No woman would ever play this. It was a regular can of like Coke or whatever that you would get at lunch, and it was called Highest Point. Wow, this sounds horrible outside. So someone would punch it, right? You'd crush it. Whatever the highest point was, you had to smash it.
Highest
That-
point of what?
Highest point of the can. So, you know, when you crush a can, there's a peak. There's a very
Like a-
pointy
like
Okay,
a-
so from the
wait,
ground
like a
level
soda-
to the can to the
like a-
top.
like a
of the
soda
can.
can?
Take a soda can.
What did you describe?
This is so dark.
Here's the can. Okay.
So this is what we called highest point. So someone would crush the can like this. What's the highest point? This one. So then you crush the highest point. Then the next person
No.
would go find the
You had
highest
to-
point and crush it with your hand. Then you find the highest point, and everyone would be bleeding by the end. That is
Oh
not
my
the
God.
highest point.
Sure it is.
It was.
No, it
Now-
doesn't count the
okay, now
size.
does it go back to you?
Yeah, so then I would find the highest point, which is around this point, and you crush that part.
Oh my God.
And then
Okay,
you
now
find
wait.
the highest point.
Shit,
We don't
okay,
actually have to play
this could hurt.
Wait, we don't actually have to play.
Oh my God!
We're
How did you
playing
do
this.
that?
We're
Highest
playing
point
this.
is that.
I'm serious. This
There's Diet Coke everywhere.
may be the last episode we ever film. Oh, that must have hurt. But it's on Sarah now.
Here we go. The highest point is this pointy motherfucker right here.
Okay,
Hold
well,
on, I missed.
okay, wait.
Wait a minute!
Now this is the highest
Someone's
point.
gonna be hurt.
Okay, folks.
That's the point. It was middle school.
Okay. There's the highest point. Go. Oh my God. Okay. That.
I don't know if there is a highest point.
I think it's
It's
this
this
thing
pointy
right
guy
there.
right here.
Okay, go.
Okay, this one literally
Go.
will cause blood. If
Oh my God. I can't believe we're doing
that's
this.
definitely gonna
Okay.
cut.
No!
Do you?
No, you missed it completely! No, you're just gonna hurt your hand!
That's
Okay.
the point.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh God.
It's flat. It is ready for recycling. We are doing our civic duty. Thank you, Sarah, for introducing that. I have never heard of
I
that
thought it
in
was
my
such a
life.
stupid thing to
Look
bring
at
up.
what we accomplished. The recyclers would be proud of us. And there was
I
no.
hope any of my friends from middle school are watching this.
Thank you for watching the Highlight Zone After Hours. We just did Crush the Can. What do you call this? Highest point?
Highest point. Never heard of it before.
Thank you, Matt, Ben, and Zach for
We will
pointing that
play
one
this.
out to me.
We will play this weekly going forward.
Go find Taskmaster on YouTube. It is the greatest show I've ever seen.
that
You guys,
guy.
thank you for joining
Look
us.
at that guy.
And
That-
we will
that
see
would
you
hurt.
in another
is how you
dimension.
die.
Asking you the question, what dimension are we in again? Later, everybody.
We're in the highlight zone.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Where is this place and when? The answer is, it doesn't make any difference.
Can you say eggs?
Steve is.